Well, hello everyone, and welcome. It's good to see you all here. Now, I may not be doing what you think I would do, you know, the whole thing, oh, isn't he gonna peek in? Isn't he gonna peek in? I've been around the block a few times, so I figured I'd start off here, straightforward with you. How you all doing? And so late, thank you so much for the raid, I greatly appreciate it. Hope you had a great time with your debut. But yes, how is everybody going today? How is everyone going? I hope everyone's having a good time, relaxing, acting all cool, watch some b-ball after old school, when a couple guys who are up to no good start making trouble in your neighborhood, get one little fight and your mom gets stared, and says you're moving with your auntie Nicole in Bel Air. Wait, wrong show. Anyhow, welcome everybody, welcome. Good to see you all, and thank you everybody for the follows. Now, I do want to preface something real quick, which is, as I am affiliate, I can't stop the ads from happening. I have a snooze button, but that only gives me an extra 5 minutes, so odds are there will be ads at least once during this stream. I apologize for that. But know this, I appreciate every last one you showing up. Whether you get hit with an ad and have it blocked, or whether you get hit with an ad and go, oh, an ad, know that I appreciate you, because ads suck, let's be honest. But yes, welcome everybody, welcome. So, what's everyone up to today? We all know that it's a debut day for Amberglow Gen 3, Travesia. I keep on wanting to say Traversia, but no, it's Travesia. I keep on wanting to add the extra R in there. But, yes, I know it's debut day for all of Gen 3, which included, you know, as Soleil pointed out, secret 3rd Gen member Abby. Everyone knew it was coming, but, no one also knew it was coming at the same time. But yes, looks like everyone's doing great from what it seems. Let me go ahead and check a few things. All right, looks like everyone is here, and well, I guess, I wonder how many people are new faces here, and how many of you have known me before, because folks, I've been doing this for 3.5 years for those of you who don't know. So I've got a little bit of experience under my belt. So, tell me, is this your first time, or are you here as per usual? Let me sound off in the chat. Let me know. New guy there? Hey, I see ya. But yes. Did your Grim but still new? I remember that. Thank you a lot for that, by the way, Danny. I appreciate that, Grim. I see Locke is there going, I have new faces. Yes. Oh, I see. Looks like today's going to be a good day by how people are sounding off in chat, and I want you all to know, whether you're a new face, or a face that's been here since I started, or a little bit before now, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for stopping by. Now folks, I should let you know, my normal stream times aren't around 5 p.m. Central, which is what it is right now. Normally, I'm about 3 hours out from now at around 8 p.m. Central, which is around 9 p.m. EST, or 7 p.m. PST, if I remember. Nope, 6 p.m. PST. For those who are in the US. I don't know the conversion to UTC, my apologies, but I figured, I'd let you all know ahead of time. That way you know that, hey, if you want to catch my streams, that'll be the time that it normally happens. Welcome everybody. I've said welcome so many times, you are probably thinking, all right, Rabbit, get to it. We know you're here, you know we're here. Let's go ahead and have some fun. And you know what? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely 100% right. For you, it's 4 GMT -6. I see, said the blind man. Which fun fact? Yes, for those of you who are new that might not know, this scar over my right eye isn't just for show. I did indeed have an accident while fencing once. Got to be completely blind in my right eye. So, it's more of a true statement than you realize. I see Carnelia's using the puns emote immediately. Oh, by the way, I want to point out the 3 new emotes that have been obtained here recently, puns, whip, and were all drawn by Yuari, a good friend of mine. Matter of fact, I want to give a shout out to her in the chat real quick. Yuari, oh shoot, where is she? It's so much easier if I can see her name. You know what? Locke, if you could do the shout out for me by going grab her in your username, do that, I'd be greatly appreciative. But yes, welcome everybody. And Sir Destroyer, thanks so much for the subscription. Welcome everybody. So, are you all ready? because I have some new information as well as some old information for you all that you may or may not know about me. Because even though I've talked to you all a fair bit in the past, and for those of you who are brand new here, this is your first time meeting me, I have some new information that not many people may know. So, let's get to it, shall we? Let's get over to that PowerPoint. Alright, and we're here. Holy... Sarah, thank you so much for the 5 gifted Tier 1 subs to the community. I greatly appreciate it. For those of you who got a gift sub, please do thank Sarah for that. And enjoy your emotes. But yes, as you can see, I have revealed some new information. Now, most of you here know me as Rabbit, my alias, you know? So I figured, it's about time I finally went ahead and let you all know a little bit more about me. As you can see, my name there, next to the alias, is Alm. Yep. It's not a fancy name, but you know what? There we go. Pretty simple, straight to the point. My birthday is April the 11th, so yes, in fact, I did just have my birthday stream last month, and it was, no joke, a couple days after I was announced for Amber Glow. Oh, talk about the timing, right? I was in fact the Amber Glow Easter Bunny. My star signs are Aries and Dragon. I am a fire dragon in sense, so you could say that, oh, wait a minute. This year the rabbit. Shouldn't you be a rabbit? No. I was born the year of the dragon. I have more in common with our fiery reptilian flying friends than you might think. That said, I still haven't mastered the art of breathing fire or anything like that because, I just don't have those biologically, but one trick at a time. Maybe if I learn a little bit of magic, might be a good trick to learn, you know. My height is 5'10" in freedom units and 178 centimeters in metric. Or as it's known, how it's read everywhere else out in the world. But yes, and keep in mind, that's without counting the ears. The ears give an extra height, but I figured we'll stick with just the top of my head, otherwise it's unfair to everybody else, you know? But yes, my weight, 127 pounds, or 57.6 kilograms. And you may be wondering, Rabbit, what on earth is this font behind you? What's going on here? And, I'll just lean a bit this way, lean a bit that way, because there is some font there that can't be deciphered. And I will make it public in a video later. Not today, but later. And, I want to see if you all can decipher it before I tell you exactly what it is. And keep in mind, each page does have different words there, all of which can be translated or deciphered. Zoom in enhanced, my friends. Zoom in enhanced. 57.6 rabbit sounds like a big rabbit. I mean, I am a tall rabbit. I can confirm that. Though people still call me Twig. Well, I guess it just means I have lean meat. Anyhow, let's get on into the next panel. Alright, here you will see my title, The Scoundrel Prince of Puns, which, fun fact, is not just for show. I am indeed a scoundrel, and as some people here can confirm, such as Locke, I am indeed a certified prince. Of where, I cannot say, because, I don't want to get doxxed here. I don't want to dox myself. Let's be honest. That'd be a bad idea. But yes, I am indeed a scoundrel prince of puns. My job is that of a hunter. I hunt many different things, mostly, feral creatures such as, feral dragons, vampires, ghouls, daemons, stuff like that. Just anything that's gone feral, really, that needs to be taken care of. And frankly, as much as it pains me, sometimes I do have to go ahead and hunt ones that aren't feral because, just like with Monster Hunter, we need that new pair of pants. But yes, my class, as I like to categorize myself, is in fact a spell sword. Now, mostly in the sense that I use the sword a lot, but I do like to dabble in a little bit of illusion magic mixed with photonic energy, because here's the thing, folks. If you want to get the best use out of your magic, do not, I repeat, do not go pure magic. No. Have some science to back it up. Those photons, the technique of working with light and bending it to your will, match that with illusion magic, and let me tell you, you've got some powerful form to you. Some good stuff, I tell you. Good stuff. Now, my usual targets, as I've said, the ones I'm most proficient in fighting, are dragonkin and vampires, namely feral ones. But, you know, as I said, sometimes you gotta take care of the ones that you're just hired on to take care of. You know, sometimes with a sharp pointy stick, or as our buddy Locke likes to call it, a toothpick. Don't worry though, Locke's safe, he's not feral. Our mod is safe, our mod is safe. For now. Anyhow, my usual allies, on the other hand, are beastfolk and daemons. Now, some people might be going, what are daemons? I've never heard of daemons. Is that just a person named Damon out there who goes, oh, you got a very pretty mouth? Let's think of, no. Daemons is actually Old English for demons, you know, demon folk. But, you know, I like to go with the old classic pronunciation because it's more proper, and I like to give the proper respect to, you know, my allies and stuff like that. And you've all seen a couple on stream with me sometimes, for those of you who've been around for a while, such as Guinevere and, you know, Ali Calamity. We've all hung out, done a lot of good stuff, a lot of fun. So, I figured, you know, I shouldn't name them as, you know, my usual allies. And of course, my gin mates, we're a zoo. We're a zoo! You got me the rabbit, you got Soleil the wolf, you got Carnelia the red panda, you got Pooty the hamster, and you've got Astarte the vampire. I know I said I hunt vampires, don't worry, I am keeping an eye on her to make sure that she does not get into that hunting threshold, but we're a zoo! We're a zoo! And let me tell you, it's a pretty fun zoo, full of wild and wacky creatures. But yes, I guess you all have had enough time to, you know, let me explain these things to you, and also let me lean out, lean this way, a little this way, a little that way. There you go. You get to see a little bit right there as to what this page behind me is. I wonder if anyone here has been able to figure out what they are so far. Figured I'd have that be a thing to where it's more interactive for you all, by keeping you on your toes. Our next thing is one of my, you know, just general favorites. Just general favorites. These aren't my in-detailed favorites, these are just my in-general ones. I've wanted to name off for you all. No, I ain't an animal? I'm sorry, Booty, you got hamster ears. You count. You count, my friend. You count. As Cornelia said, agreed with me, we are indeed a zoo. And Locke's right, I keep him around because he costs too much to hunt. So, you know what? Means I get to pick at the treasure hoard every once in a while, and he doesn't get hunted, you know? Fair trade, right? But yes, my general favorites, when it comes to seasons, I'm a fan of spring and summer. Because you see, I'm not a fan of the cold. We'll get into that later, but I'm not a fan of the cold. And so spring and summer, namely late spring, early summer, the time it is right now, honestly, is my favorite time of year. I just love the warm weather where you can go out in the day, it's not too hot, not too cold. And for me, not too hot is around 90 degrees Fahrenheit or 30 degrees Celsius if I'm remembering the conversion correctly, but that's beside the point. Because at night, it gets down to a nice 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Whatever that is in Celsius, I'm not good at conversion, so forgive me on that. And, you know, you just go out, the sky is clear, you look at the stars, the moon's shining bright. I have to be careful, because with my pale complexion, moonburn is a real possibility. And it's just a good time of year. It's a good time of year. And hey, Splody, good to see you. Hi, you're not the Beastfolk or Damon, so you're just that regular looking side character. I don't know, because Splody, you'd be a pretty cool dude. I'll always have you on my ship with the Sea of Thieves. Now, my favorite times of day, as you can tell, are dusk and night. And the reason for this is, well, when you mostly hunt undead creatures and, you know, you want to catch a dragon while they're off guard, you go whenever it's nearing nighttime or during the night. You have to take care of those opportunities. Some may say it's because my sleep schedule is more in line with those from the land down under, and I say, hush. But yes, I'm more fond of dusk and night because it's just more fun at that point in time. As I've said, during night and dusk, it's not too hot, not too cold. It's just right. It is just right. My favorite savory foods now, folks. These are very simple. You'll go, rabbit? Come on, man. You gotta have something different than that. No. These, listen, sometimes you gotta stick with the classics. my favorite savory foods, steak and sushi. Now, what type of steak, what type of sushi? The answer is, for steak, I'm a fan of prime rib and T-bone. Call me basic, but you like what you like. And frankly, if it's got good flavor, that's what matters. Now, the way I like my steak, however, is I don't like it well done. I hate well done. I don't like it medium well. It's not flavoring enough. I don't like it rare. No. I want to see that thing just barely singed on the edge. I want to hear my steak moo. I want to hear it go, you know, I want to hear it moo, okay? That is how I like my steak. That is how you get the most flavor out of it without it being too cold. Exactly, blue rare, good stuff. Sushi, however, well, clearly I don't like that well done medium rare or anything like that either, because, you know, it's sushi. It's supposed to be rare. It's supposed to be raw. You know, it's raw fish and stuff with rice. So I like different sushis out there, such as, you know, I'll be basic and have your typical California roll every once in a while. But my favorite, nigiri sushi. I think I pronounced that right. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, the one that has the shrimp that's been flayed out and is just right there on top of the rice. That's so good, especially with a little bit of ginger and wasabi. Good stuff, I tell you. Good stuff. Now desserts. Not deserts, desserts. Because we don't like being in the desert. You know, sand is rough, coarse, and it gets everywhere. Blech. Desserts, though, those are tasty and delicious, and my answer to my favorite one is yes. Just yes. I am a fan of good foods. I have the world's worst sweet tooth. And frankly, if you give me something that looks good, smells good, I'll try it. And if it tastes good, I'm going to be a fan. I do not discriminate against desserts at all. I don't even really discriminate against savory foods either. Just think of if it looks good, try it out, and if you like it, you like it, you know? But yeah, that's me on foods, desserts, times of day, and seasons. So, let's get moving on. And hey, rest well there, Leia. Rest well. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you being here. Next, you have my hunting equipment. Now, this is a bit more nuanced, as this is me giving away some of the tools of the trade here. See, my main hunting tool is my photonic protection pendant, which you can see dangling off me right here. Some of you are probably thinking, wait a minute. It's not just a fancy pendant? No. Oh, it is not just a fancy pendant. It actually has functionality, because you see, it projects this photon field that's sort of like armor. It's invisible to the human eye, you know, at least until it's activated and it's deflecting something. Mostly magic, because it's not that good against physical attacks. That's what my pauldron and my gauntlet are for. However, the photons help in deflecting magic and other photonic assaults, because you can just adjust the wavelengths in a certain way to where it just works oh so well. That's why I'm not really affected by dragonfire. You heard that, Locke. Yeah, you heard that. I'm not affected by it. Bring it. Try it, buddy. Keep in mind, that is, of course, only when I have it, you know, charged up, which, well, you know, I have to visit the person who helped create this gear for me to get that charged up every once in a while, which I did do here recently. Another thing I have, you know, as I stated, is my silver gauntlet with a photon shield. You see that green, well, you can't really see that it's green right here, but that gem right there in the middle of it. It projects a photonic shield that comes out sort of like a buckler and a kite shield, somewhere in between. It's not too big, not too small, but does help in protecting against magical attacks even more, and actually does have a bit more potency to it to where it can deflect physical attacks. You may be going, rabbit. Please, tell me, why is everything here silver? Why is everything here silver? Well, my friends, well, it's because silver is good against the undead, as well as unholy creatures. That is what I mostly hunt, as I have told you. So it does help out quite a bit. And let me tell you, that silver gauntlet, also very useful in hunting werewolves. I've had to do that a few times, because I may not have a silver bullet, and, you know, if my sword gets knocked out of my hand sometime, because I don't have the highest strength scat, I can just take those claws and pop, there they go, you know? That's all she wrote. Goodbye, werewolf. And yeah, they get the job done. They get the job done. Now, another thing that I have with me is my silver frequency longsword. And I should probably explain what the frequency part of that longsword is. You see, folks, the longsword here, it's not your typical longsword. It has a little bit of an extra function to it, to where while it's in its sheath, it stays still. You know, it's charging, but whenever pulling out, it's sort of like how a rail gun sends a frequency sends a magnetic frequency forward, where it has the thing moving at a high speed. That's what the frequency essentially is within the blade itself. So it helps make up for my lack of a strength stat, as I am more, dexterity and speed based, so I can cut through my enemies so much easier, whether it be a dragon scale, a vampire who's thinking they're being funny and, just flying around. They think, oh, you can't get me, ha ha ha, I'll go into my giant demon form. You won't be able to take care of this. No. Frequency blade. Fight me. So yeah, it helps cut through things, and it's also good for just chopping wood if I need to, because then I can just, I guess the best way to describe it is, how with cutting wood, you can use an axe. Just swing it down nice and heavy, but then you have to hit it just right, and even then it still splinters a bit. Whereas you can take a special drill tip, and whenever you drill through it, it just pushes it apart so much easier. That's essentially what it is. Think of the sword as like that drill tip, only, in blade form. It gets the job done, and it gets it done well. I am indeed, John. Silver does also look very dope. You can try to sell it for money, Kawa, but don't worry. I think I might have an easier way to get you some gold coin there. Now, last but not least, one of the tools I'm gonna state off here that I use is a concentrated whip. Again, for dealing with those unholy creatures such as vampires, ghouls, other undead like skeletons that aren't as affected by, slashing or thrusting. Sometimes you have to have a whip, especially against those daemons who get a little too frisky. They get a little too, oh, soul, I must devour, I'll swallow your soul, I'll swallow your soul. You gotta have something against them when they do that to snap them back into shape. Just one crack of that whip and they go, huh? Oh, right. So yeah, you gotta be prepared. After all, a hunter is always prepared, just in case. I do have some other tools to the trade, though I'm not going to show them off here. After all, if I show off everything, I'll be out of a job. So, I think it's time that we move on to the next panel, shall we? Here we will have my basic likes and dislikes. So, folks, have I ever had blisters from the glove? No, I can't say I've had blisters from the glove there, Soleil. I do make sure to maintain it so that it's not too stiff, not too rough on my hand. I have a little bit of a leather padding between me and the metal. Helps out quite a bit. Yes, my likes. I enjoy fencing, exploration, animals, gunpla, gaming, anime, and of course buns. I'm the Scoundrel Prince of Puns. You think I'm not gonna have buns on there? Come on. But yes, for those of you who may not know, fencing is one of my hobbies. In fact, it's not just a hobby, it's a little bit of a way of life, because I am actually properly trained in use of a fencing foil, saber. I've also been trained to use a longsword, spear, bow, and a whip. Yes, I am actually professionally trained in all of these. So I've got a little bit of experience under my belt, and I'm not afraid to use it if I need to. Now, when it comes to exploration on this list here, I think it's sort of self-explanatory. I love to explore. Unfortunately, the map's sort of been charted out in these recent days, so I can't really do some proper exploration. I used to go about doing some urban exploration, but that stopped after an incident happened where I needed to call the cops because I found some evidence that was a little bit I'll get into that story another day at some point. Trust me, that's an interesting one. And yeah, I like to explore things, and one day I hope to go on a proper treasure hunt. Just find some loot out there. It doesn't matter if it's gold, gems, a bunch of papers, or what. I just want to go on a proper treasure hunt. And Chibi, I'm proud of you, formerly known as Rabbit. But yes, I want to go on a proper treasure hunt one day. I want to go on a proper treasure hunt. Just because it seems like it'd be so much fun. And if I could gather, my pals to join me, whether it be my Jin mates, all the other AGA members, my mods, whatever, anyone I can. I just want to get a gathering party to go exploration, just doing some proper exploration looking for treasure. That would be so much fun. And we all know the rules of when it comes to treasure. He who grabs the fastest gets the mostest. That's just how it goes. Geocaching, exactly. That would be fun to do. Now, next on that, as you can see, animals. For those who may not know, I did put a tweet about it a while back, but I am actually proficient in animal handling. I have studied zoology and even cryptozoology, to the point where I know a bunch about animals and I've handled a lot of them. I've tamed, I've trained, and even raised quite a few. Some that you might not expect. Like I've raised your common, your cats, your dogs, hamsters, gerbils, mice, I've raised those. I've also raised and trained a fox, a red fox at that. I've raised turtles, alligator snapping turtles in fact. And I've even helped raise a few snakes and an alligator, as well as a bird-eating spider. Don't even get me started on how crazy that was for me, because I'm not the biggest fan of spiders. Unless they're a pet of someone else, I have a little bit of a thing with spiders. Oh, and yes, Pooty, cryptozoology, which is the study of cryptids or mythological creatures. Different types of beings, such as, vampires, werewolves, wendigos, so on and so forth. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend taking a look into it. Yeah, spiders, I should get into that. I don't have them on my dislikes thing because I'm okay with them as long as they're in their territory. They're not crawling on me and stuff like that. They're off in the distance. But there was a time in the past where I got bit by a black widow and it paralyzed my right arm for about half a year. Yeah, so ever since then, I'm a little iffy about spiders. They're outside doing their own thing, they're not crawling on me. Fine, we can chill, they can survive. But if they're indoors, if they're in my territory, they're on borrowed time. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. At that point, they made the wrong decision. But yeah, that is my little rant about spiders there for you all. Now, as you can see here, another thing I really like is Gunpla, because I'm a big fan of Gundam, just in general. The first Gundam I start off with was actually G Gundam, which is a great series. It's one of my favorites. You won't see it on a list later because I have too many favorites to list. I want to list some that people might not have heard of that are some of my favorites, So that's why you're not going to see everything that's my favorites on some list later. But know that G Gundam, this hand of mine is burning red. This loud work commands for me to grab victory. Yes, I love that type of stuff. It's just so good. G Gundam was great, and I love Gunpla, just building different mobile suits. My personal favorite that I have a model kit of, a master grade model kit of, is the RX-79G, or the ground type Gundam. And I can't wait to put that together. I've been specifically holding off until I have the ability to do hand cam, because I want to build that on stream if I can. I might not be able to for a long while, because, stuff be expensive. And I'm not talking about the equipment, I'm talking about the model kits. But stuff be expensive. And, well, frankly, because of it being a while, I want to save it for things, because I've got a few master grades that need to be put together. As I said, the ground Gundam, I've got an Astray Gundam, not the Astray Red Frame or Astray Blue Frame, no, the MBF-01A Astray, as well as the Strike Freedom Master Grade. Yeah, I've got quite a few ready to be put together. And some of them will make my hands hurt to the point where I'm going, why? But, that's the price you pay for Gunpla. Aside from the hundreds of dollars. Anyhow, moving on. My other hobby, gaming. Guys, look at my channel. Come on. Do I really need to say any more? Gaming is part of my soul. It's who I am. Come on. Moving from that, we have anime. Look at me. I'm an anime boy on the internet. Do you really think anime is not going to be on there? Come on. Come on! I mean, it just makes sense, right? And of course, puns. As I've said, I'm the scoundrel prince of puns, so I will take any opportunity to make a joke that I can. Whether it be, high bar comedy or the low-hanging fruit. Because let me tell you, the low-hanging fruit out there, it's not too bad to go for, because frankly, people like to go for the low-hanging fruit because it's nice, easy, and frankly, it's juicy and delicious, like those berries you pick out. The blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, boysenberries, all those different ones. They're all really good, so sometimes you gotta go for the low-hanging fruit. That comes in the territory of jokes as well. My dislikes. Ooh, apple pie does sound good right now, but yes, my dislikes. Boredom. I cannot tell you how much I hate boredom. It is the worst. It is actually so much one of my least favorite things that, well, frankly, it's what I do. It's one of the things I make a key element whenever I do, some beta testing for games. Because I do beta testing off on the side. It's one of my side gigs that I do every once in a while, which, I've done quite a few. I've been beta testing and alpha testing here even the past couple months. But yes, one of my key things is if something bores me in any way, shape, or form, I don't like it. I don't like it. No, I like to keep engaged. It's why I'm considered a workaholic by some of my friends. But it's not really so much that I'm a workaholic, it's just I want to keep doing something. Let it be something to be done with my hands, either playing a game, working on a model kit, something. Even if it's writing, I can do that too, though I'm not the best at it. I love doing it. I was the forever DM for a reason. And it's just, I can't stand the quiet. So yeah, boredom is a #1 pet peeve of mine. I hate being bored. Hate it with a passion. Another thing I hate with a passion, bright lights. And you might be going, oh, that makes sense. That's why he likes night and dusk. Yeah, it does. Though I don't dislike the sun or anything like that. In fact, it's healthy for you. I go out, get some sunlight every once in a while, though usually under 5 minutes at a time because any longer and I will get sunburnt. I dislike bright lights because ever since I lost sight in my right eye from that fencing accident, my left eye got even more susceptible to bright lights to where I can see really crystal clear during the night. I mean, it is like I have night vision. It is so crystal clear. But because of that sensitivity to light, whenever things are bright in front of me, it can cause migraines or on the lesser side, headaches, stuff like that. And let me tell you, on the 4th of July, sometimes I can't even look up at the sky because those explosions, they look really cool. I love me a good explosion. Rabbit likes big boom. But sometimes I have to, turn down or put on some sunglasses because it's just so bright for me. But let me tell you, the trade-off at having essentially night vision, yeah, it's worth it. At least to me. Now, I will say, don't go blinding one of your eyes because of this. You never know when one of them will go blind on their own. Keep your vision as healthy as you can. If you want night vision, get some night vision goggles. Keep your eyes. Now, another thing I hate, the cold. I sort of went over this already, but I hate the cold. It's just, my body does not like temperatures that are under 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Whatever that is in Celsius. I'm sorry, if someone else could do the conversion, I'd appreciate it. Because, frankly, I grew up in a place that was near the equator, so I was used to temperatures being at around 95 to 103 during the summer. So that is what I grew up on, is what my body acclimated to. Ergo, the cold hits me like a ton of bricks. I cannot stand the winter seasons. Fall, I'm okay-ish until the last half of it, but it's a little tough to deal with. And one of the things that even made me hate it even more is the reason I hate deep snow. I had a bad experience. And when I say I had a bad experience, allow me to explain. Imagine Rabbit, imagine a few years old Rabbit. A few years old ago Rabbit, I mean. Going to college, university as some of you might call it. And normally, on a nice warm sunny day, the pathway has clear point from the university to bus stop. Simple as that, right? You go walk straight to it. You get to have been walking that direction. It becomes routine. But one day it snowed. One day it snowed, and it snowed so deep that I didn't even think about it, and on my routine of walking that way, I walk onto a part of the snow. It was deeper than I had thought. I sunk in to where it was at least 4 feet above my head. There was a giant open hole in the snow, coned out around me, and I couldn't climb out. It was slick. I couldn't even climb my way out. So I was sitting there shouting at the top of my lungs for 30 minutes for someone to come help me out because I was stuck in the snow. Luckily, someone actually came by. Eventually, they brought up some rope and helped pull me out. But let me tell you, after that, I gained a despising hatred for the snow. And I think it's rightfully so, you know? But yeah, I don't like the cold, I don't like the snow. It's cold, slick, and you know, it gets everywhere. But yeah, that is why I'm not a fan of the snow or the cold. But you know what that just means? Everyone who does like the cold, they can keep it. I'll take the warm weather, you know, give it to me, I'll be happy with it. You know, we'll have a good time. Good fair trade, right? But yes, I should probably get on to the next thing here. Favorite game franchises. Now, I don't have them all listed here. There were some I had to cut back because I have too many to name. But let's go ahead and name them off here in a row real quick. And I'm not gonna go into too much detail about these because, you know, we're already around 40 minutes. So I don't want to go into too much detail. But here are some of my favorite game franchises in alphabetical order because I couldn't organize them in top to bottom on which ones are my favorite and which ones aren't. You know, I had to just say, all right, alphabetical, here we go. But yes, some of my favorites are Dot Hack, Castlevania, Dark Souls, Fire Emblem, Mega Man, big surprise, Monster Hunter, Phantasy Star, Resident Evil, Sonic the Hedgehog, Star Fox, and The Legend of Zelda. Now, the reason I like a lot of these is because, as you can probably tell, a lot of them are more on the action-adventure side. They all have a bit of that adventuring feel to them. Like Dot Hack for existence, for example, but if I can talk. Let me take a sip of my tea real quick. All right. Ah, that's some good tea. That's some good tea. Dot Hack, for example, is one of my all-time favorite franchises because it's not just a good game franchise with, you know, 4 base PS2 entries for the original saga with Dot Hack Infection, Mutation, Outbreak, and Quarantine, as well as the little known 5th entry, Dot Hack Fragment. But there was also 3 great and amazing entries that came afterwards that got remastered, known as Dot Hack GU. Now, there was also Dot Hack Link, which I have in fact played, but it's just, those games right there were amazing. And as I said, it's not just that there are those amazing games. No. There was an anime series to go with it too, and it actually all lined up. You start with Dot Hack Sign, you play the first 4 Dot Hack games, you watch or read the manga Dot Hack Legend of the Twilight, then you play Dot Hack Fragment, afterwards you got Dot Hack Roots, then we go to Dot Hack GU, and finally we have Dot Hack Link followed by Dot Hack Quantum, before they started doing a little bit of a rebootish thing with some of the movies. Or retelling type thing. There's also some light novels, some basic novelizations, as well as I said, there's some manga as well. There's also audio drama CDs. It's just the whole shebang, and it focuses so much on the characters to where you get invested more for the characters than for the base story. The base story is okay. It's good. It's not a groundbreaking thing by any means. It's your typical adventure story. It's your hero story. It's done in a way to where that's just the stage and the characters take the highlights of everything. As it should be. The characters should be the highlight. They each all got so much good development to where you can look at the entire roster of characters and there's not a way that you will have none that you enjoy. You're gonna find one that you like, one that you relate to. All right, yeah, sorry, I got a little bit of a ramble there because Dot Hack, you know, very close to me, and yeah, I really enjoy it. Another one that I love, Castlevania. Okay, I'm gonna bring Castlevania and Mega Man together here real quick, because Castlevania and Mega Man, I don't remember which one it was, but one of those two games on the NES was my first ever game as a kid. I was playing at my cousin's place, or I guess technically my uncle's place, and he had gotten a Nintendo from the pawn shop. Granted, the Super Nintendo was already out and the N64 was just a couple years away, but I was playing the NES, and one of the first games I ever played was either Castlevania 1 or Mega Man 1. I can't remember which. I think it was Mega Man 1, but I played them both back to back, and they cemented my love for the action platformer genre. Keep in mind, this was back when I was around 2 years old. So I was a little kid, and even then I went, I like this. I like this a lot, because they're just so rewarding in that way that, you know, I guess I can lump Dark Souls in here as well, because Dark Souls takes on the elements of those older games. You know, Dark Souls, Monster Hunter, they've taken these elements of the older games where it's a thing of practice makes perfect. There's a little bit of trial and error, yes, but if you're paying attention and you take your time instead of rushing in, you can figure out the patterns, and it's your skill set as a player itself that goes in making the game more manageable for you. It's you that grows, not your character. And that's what's great about them. I love that type of skill-based gaming. And it's so good. It's so good. And the fact that there's always a bit of a narrative to tie it all together, even if it's not the deepest narrative, even if it's a loose one. It's just so much fun. So good. So good. And that's why I love those. Now, I will get a little bit more into detail on some of these, you know, probably a little bit down the road, but we are nearing that 45-minute... Oh, we're after the 45-minute mark. Ooh, I should probably be a little less descriptive here, and I should just tell you the base reasons why I love them. Phantasy Star, Legend of Zelda, two of the JRPG types games that I got, or two of the RPG type games I got into. Phantasy Star being my first ever JRPG that I got to play and enjoy, Legend of Zelda being my first ever action RPG that I managed to play and enjoy. And let me tell you, they just give you that feeling of exploration. You know, as I mentioned that I love earlier, that's why I love Phantasy Star and Legend of Zelda. Phantasy Star is impressive to me because at the time, one I started with was Phantasy Star 4 End of the Millennium, and which was your typical JRPG. And then I went back to play the first one that was on the Mega Drive, and I was blown away. It looks like it's just old and dated at first because you're seeing the top-down world map view with these 8-bit sprites and everything. But then the battle sprites, they're done really well, they're actually animated, and the dungeons were actually done to make it to where they functioned in this first-person 3D type of perspective. And let me tell you, back then, which I'm fairly certain it came out before my time, that's really impressive. That is really impressive. I highly recommend trying out Phantasy Star 1 if you haven't. Now I will say, if you're going to play it and you're not playing the Ages version, make sure that you have a map with you. It does not tell you where to go that easily. Of course, as you can see on here, speaking of not being told what to do easily, I love Resident Evil. Resident Evil is just a good time. I love how it's got these great characters. I'm pretty sure you're seeing a theme here. I love character-driven stories more than anything else. I just love Resident Evil. It's so well done. And the characters, the underlying story, and how they adjusted to where it went from not just basic, but pretty good puzzles in a survival horror environment, to where later on, just like the B horror films that they were based off of, it evolved to where it went from, okay, we can't be afraid, to where it was the thing of, okay, we're afraid of this thing right now, but we can't be afraid of this thing all the time. Our characters wouldn't be either. So it shifted from survival horror to a more action horror setting, to where it's still horror themed and has some scary moments in it. But the characters are now more matured, and the players, they've been around for a while, they're now more matured and experienced with this. So it's not so as scary anymore, but you're still cautious about the enemies that you're fighting. You know what you're going up against. It's a really good evolution of the formula. I really like that. And, you know, I know some people don't appreciate it, but as someone who's, you know, been into horror films and stuff like that, I can appreciate it so much more than, you know, what just your typical, oh, I play Resident Evil because it's popular, you know. They're not going to get it. They're not going to understand. And of course, I do also like simple things, such as Sonic the Hedgehog and Star Fox. Sonic the Hedgehog, I mean, come on. It's simple jungle gym type fun. You're going around just flipping through the air, doing all the things, fighting robots. It's not meant to be taken seriously. Just lay back and have fun with it. You know, you're a blue cartoonish hedgehog fighting against evil Theodore Roosevelt. Come on. It's just meant to sit back and have fun, you know? That's what I love about it. And Star Fox is the same type of thing. You're animals flying through space and these R-wings blasting away against evil monkey people. Come on. What's not to have fun with it? Oh, you better believe it, Jeroba. Crush 40. Yes. I forgot to make a favorite music type thing on here. Well, I'll just say it now. My favorite bands? Queen, Metallica, Crush 40, and I also love classical music. There we go. All right, let's get on to the next panel, shall we? My favorite anime. Now these I'm gonna rush through a little bit because I can't say too much about them or I'll spoil them. But I love Detective Conan, also known as Case Closed for those of you who saw it in, internationally where it was called Case Closed instead. Which Soleil talked about it on her stream as well, so we have a bit of common ground there. We absolutely love it. Just a good standard murder mystery thing every episode that's sort of a serialized thing. It's just good fun where you can try to figure it out before the characters in the episode do. Just pay attention to those little subtle clues. Another show I like, another anime that Boss probably really enjoys, is Dirty Pair. And no, it's not a hentai. It's not. It's actually called that because that's the name of the main duo in there, Yuri and Kei. Their codename is technically the Lovely Angels, but they're called the Dirty Pair because whenever they show up for a job, they normally leave more collateral damage than what the villain was going to do. It's just a good 80s sci-fi anime fun time. I recommend checking it out. It's really good. Another one I like is Full Metal Alchemist, or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, whichever one you prefer to watch. They're both really good. I absolutely love them. I mean, it's Full Metal Alchemist. What all can I say about it, that hasn't been said already? Just, it's good stuff. And one thing I really love that is that one of my good friends actually does a voice in there. I'm not gonna say which one, but yeah, I'm just gonna say that, yeah, one of my pals did a voice in it. I'm really proud of them for it. And yes, I do have a controversial like here. I enjoyed Goblin Slayer. Now, a lot of people may go, ooh, Goblin Slayer? Isn't that the one with the really bad first episode? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Technically, it's the first... well, it doesn't happen at the very beginning, but it's about maybe a minute and a half of the really bad thing happening. And that part, yeah, made me queasy, made me uncomfortable. But after that, I watched, and the rest of the episodes are nothing like that. Just think of, what the hell? Okay, I guess that was just a filter. Yeah, and sure enough, it was. It told people, hey, we're gonna get pretty dark in this show. If you can't handle dark, here's how dark it could possibly get. It might not be for you. And you know what? I respect that. I do think it was blunt and harsh, 100%, but the rest of the story after that, there's pretty much nothing like that in there afterwards. Nothing like that ever again at all, really. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to watch the rest of the episode. So honestly, I say if you want to give it a shot, but you're not sure about what happens in the first episode, skip the first episode. Go straight to episode 2. You'll be fine. Next up, one of my big all-time favorites, Gundam, the 8th MS Team. It is such a good Gundam saga. Now, the reason I say this is because, one, it's really short, so anyone can sit down and enjoy it. It's only about 12 to 13 episodes. It's an OVA. 2, most Gundam franchises, there's a special type of superhuman out there. New types, cyber new types, coordinators. I don't remember what they're called in Witch from Mercury, but there's something there too. As well as these people that have some sort of augmented surgery and iron-blooded orphans. There's always some sort of superhuman that's leading the charge, saving the day, and all that stuff. They're the main character. 8th MS Team? No. They're all just normal human. Legit, they're all just normal humans fighting a war. And it's actually really intriguing because of that. When there's no superhuman, there's just normal people. Some of them are ace pilots, some of them aren't, some of them are new. It's actually much more intriguing of a war story because you see that no one's really a bad guy, no one's really fully a good guy. It's bunch of gray areas, and that keeps it interesting. Instead of going, yeah, I'm just going to root for this one side, the other side's completely evil, you go, oh wait, no, these characters are actually people in terms of how they're written, you know? They're written like actual people. It's just really well done. Can't recommend it enough. If you start with any Gundam franchise, I recommend starting with Gundam the 8th in this team. Bar none. And if you don't like war stories, G Gundam. It's still technically a war story, but it's a lot more Super Sentai with Gundam. Another one, Lupin the Third. That show should not need any introduction. That is one of the OG anime out there. It launched in, I want to say it was 1979, the same year as the original Mobile Suit Gundam. I've been 1978. No, 1978 is when Mobile Suit Gundam came out. 1979 is whenever Lupin the Third came out. It's really good. Just sort of like how Detective Conan is good for murder mysteries in a serialized form, Lupin the Third is the same for heist anime. Check it out. The characters are hilarious. Give it a watch. I know I'm starting to rush forward here a little bit because we are at 56 minutes in. I don't want to overstay my welcome and bypass everybody. Well, I guess technically everyone's already gone, but you know, I don't want to go too long because otherwise you might get sick of me. Yeah, another series I loved. Record of Lodoss War. Specifically the OVA. I mean, I love the entire franchise, but the OVA. I remember seeing that on the TV when I was about 3 years old. I didn't even know what anime was at the time. All I know is that I saw it and the animation looked amazing. It was medieval swords and sorcery. This band of adventurers going off fighting against an evil witch, and then eventually dragons. It's a thing of what is going on. It blew my young mind. And it's just so good. I even gained more appreciation for it down the road as I found out that, one, the animation still holds up to this day. It was done by the same team that animated Trigun. Yes, you heard that right. The animators behind Trigun animated the OVA of Record of Lodoss War. Really good. You should check it out for that alone. But then, another thing that's really cool about it is that the story for the OVA, before it was an anime, it was a manga. Before it was a manga, it was a light novel. And before it was a light novel, it was someone's D&D campaign, custom homebrew. I kid you not. How cool is that? Just a bunch of authors of different manga and light novel and stuff like that, and they just gathered together, played D&D one day, play certain characters, one being the DM, and they just had a ball with it, and it turned into a series that's just cemented as peak anime fantasy. It's so good. It's so cool. It is so cool. Yep, they use D&D spells in the anime, manga, light novel. Oh, it's so good. I highly recommend checking it out, especially if you love D&D. If you love Pathfinder or any tabletop RPG, go check it out. It even got its own spin-off tabletop RPG afterwards, its own tabletop RPG engine, I should say, known as Sword World. Yes, I am very, very, knowledgeable about this series because I love it that much. Speaking of series that I love a whole lot, Rurouni Kenshin, also known as Samurai X in the East. It's a classic tale. It's one of the few shonen-style anime series that I really enjoy. Because, yeah, it's a shonen anime, so it's got some typical tropes, like it doesn't have a tournament arc now I think about it, but it does have some typical anime tropes, which, are fun to have her. But, what made it so good for me was that it wasn't so much about we're going on a grand adventure here day to day. No, it was about someone who had already had their grand adventure. Someone who was an assassin during the Meiji Revolution. And now, they refuse to kill and use a reverse-bladed sword to fight when they absolutely have to, and only when they absolutely have to, in order to protect the weak and make up and atone for all the sins they committed during the war. It's so well done. It is so well done, and it's even getting remade here sometime this year. I am really looking forward to that. I'm just going, please don't screw it up. Please don't screw it up with the remake. And Mystic, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. Can we get a shout for Mystic in the chat, please? Welcome, Raiders. But yes, I'm really looking forward to Rurouni Kenshin's remake. I'm hoping it's good, just like the Urusei Yatsura remake was so good. I'm looking forward to it. Now, another one that is a grand adventure, but not in the way that you'd think. Not in the way that you'd think. Spice and Wolf. Yeah, that's right. The person who wrote World End Economica wrote a series known as Spice and Wolf before, and it is somehow, some way, an anime series or a light novel series, whichever you prefer to go by, anime, light novel, manga, pick your poison. It somehow made medieval economics interesting. They made that an adventure. And I don't know how they did it. I do not know how they did it, but I started watching, went, okay, it looks interesting. I'll go ahead and give it a watch. 2 episodes in, I'm hooked. 2 episodes in, and I was hooked. It's just so good. And I don't really know how else to explain it, except for that the writing is intriguing. You want to know how are they going to deal with this or that situation, because the economics back then, with how the coins of silver and gold and all that were all done, is so much more interesting because it's not like paper bills we have today. It's actual hard coin that they own, and the punishments for things like bankruptcy were so much more severe. And you don't want to see them get to that point. You want to see them succeed. Trust me, if you haven't checked out Spice and Wolf, give the first 2 episodes a watch. You don't even need 3 episodes to get hooked. I promise you, you will love it by the time the second episode is over. You will absolutely love it. Another anime series that I enjoy, or I can also say a visual novel series that I enjoy, When They Cry, also known as Higurashi no Nakokoro ni and Umineko no Nakokoro ni. Yes, that's right, I like both of them. Because those, well, they're a psychological horror murder mystery type thing with closed rooms left and right. You don't really know what exactly is going on at first. And while you're watching it, if you're smart, you take notes. You take just enough notes while you're watching, or pay close enough attention. You can see how one thing leads into another, how one thing explains what happened in the last arc, how another thing explains what's happening in the next arc, so on and so forth. You could just piece it all together yourself. It's so well written, so cool. To the point that I can't say any more, except for that, the first series, Higurashi, is more about supernatural horror whenever it comes to the horror elements. Whereas Umineko, I love Umineko more than Higurashi even, because it does have the supernatural elements. But it's also, if you like Phoenix Wright or Ace Attorney, imagine if Phoenix Wright was going against a bunch of witches, and it was a thing of, okay, one has to prove that science and logic are what actually happened. The other are trying to prove that magic did it. It is logic and science versus magic. That is what Umineko is. That is why Umineko is so good. So good. And Higurashi actually leads into Umineko, because you got a few seasons of Higurashi. The two main ones that you want to watch, Higurashi no Nakokoro ni, Higurashi no Nakokoro ni Kai, Higurashi no Nakokoro ni Go, or Gosotsu as I like to call it, because those 2 extra seasons that came out here recently are actually just one season, let's be honest. They just split it up because you know how seasons are done these days. And then after that, it leads into Umineko no Nakokoro ni, which takes place a few years later. I won't say any more, because I don't want to spoil anything. It's a murder mystery for a reason. I won't spoil a mystery series. So please, just trust me when I say you want to either read or watch these. They're really good. And of course, last but not least, we have Yu Yu Hakusho. Folks, Yu Yu Hakusho's the GOAT. Okay? Yu Yu Hakusho is just great. If you love Bleach, if you love fighting anime, tournament anime like Hunter x Hunter and stuff like that, go watch Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho had so much inspiration it had so much inspiration given to both those, to where Hunter x Hunter and Bleach, they took so much inspiration from Yu Yu Hakusho. It's just an astounding series. The characters are great, they're fun, they're goofy, but at the same time they can be serious when they need to. It's just such a well-written story, and it's actually finished. Yeah, 100% finished. You can actually watch or read the entire thing right now. So I do highly recommend it. And let me tell you, when I was a kid, I didn't fully understand how good it was, but as an adult, now that I own all the Blu-ray and do an annual watching of it at least once a year, oh, let me tell you, I love it so much more. It is really good. But yes, that's enough rambling about my favorites there, huh? Let's go ahead and get on to the next slide. My personal goals. I haven't really gotten onto those, have I? So let me go ahead and tell you these. My number one personal goal, I want to become more self-confident. Yeah, and let me tell you, there is a little bit of difference between confidence and arrogance whenever it comes to my opinion, because some people would say, oh, you want to be more confident? Aren't you pretty confident right now? No. I'm a little confident. I want to get that big confidence. Not so much confidence to where I'm cocky, but I want to be confident enough to where, I can say, yeah, I think I can handle this. I'll give it a shot, for a lot of different things. Just the amount of confidence to allow me to go ahead and try to do something. Even if I don't know if I can do it, I'll at least try. And that's what I want. That's what I want for myself. So yeah, because I think with that, I can reach my following goal, which is I want to reach 2,000 followers here on Twitch. Originally, I was going to put it at 15K followers, but before this debut even happened, guess what? We smashed the 1.5 thousand followers threshold, so I had to create a new one. So yeah, I also want to say, as with my following goal right there, I want to help all said followers, watchers, viewers, whatever you want to call yourselves, I want to help y'all relax and laugh. Because you are giving me something that is irreplaceable and completely valuable, your time. You only have so much of that. It is more valuable than any currency out there. So I want to say thank you for that. Even just being right here right now for the simple, silly debut stream that I'm doing, where I'm going around telling you about a little bit more about myself, laughing at myself, and just chilling with you all. We're not playing a game right now, we're just chilling. And thank you for being here. So yeah, I want to go ahead and make sure that everyone's able to relax and laugh, because I know you all have hard days. We all have hard days. If I can even help one of you laugh on one of those bad days, guess what? That's what it's all about. Now, to a more selfish role, because I could be sappy all day if I stay on that subject. A more selfish goal of mine is I want to land a major voice acting role. Just for those of you who don't know, I do some voice acting. Independent, and normally for indie things. Like I did do a voice for an Otome game that got canceled. The people who were working on it stopped. They never went through, which made me sad because I like to think I did a pretty good voice for the character there, but sometimes it is what it is. It's just a thing of, they still paid me. I want to get a major voice acting role to where I can go ahead and just, even if it's not a main character, just a side character that has presence even. That would be something that I'd love. Because, I've been working at it for a while, and, hell, I think I can do it. I know I can do it. I've done it for indie things before, so, yeah, why not? And there's another goal there, and I don't think I need to read it. It's self-explanatory. Anyhow, here's my reference on socials. My reference right here, as you can see, I will be reposting that on the Twitters here later. But also, for those of you who want to know where you can find me, all across the board, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, the Tickle Talks, you can find me at RabbitSenseiVT. I like to keep it uniform for all of you. That way it's easy to keep track of where I am, what I'm doing, and we can all just keep in contact better that way. There is also a Discord you can gain access to by hitting !Discord in the chat right now if you wish. Where, I'm not the most active in there. I will pop in, and I always keep an eye on it. I check it every day. But I'm not the most active in terms of talking, because contrary to popular belief, I'm normally pretty quiet. But yeah, there is a Discord for everybody. Now, fan tag. I've actually been using these on Twitter already for a while, such as Pun Brigade. That's because all of you here, you're part of my brigade here. We're going to go off, we're going to enjoy puns, tell puns, bring puns all across the world. If someone says, hi, I'm back, I want you to say, hi, back, I'm so-and-so. Say your name. Tell them how it is. That's what it's all about. We're going to go ahead and bring puns to the world, one stream at a time. Another tag that we got here is Leporidart. Sticking with the punning names, Leporidae is actually Latin, or the scientific term for rabbit. So I thought Leporid art, let's go for it, you know? Nice and simple. And of course, we have the clips tag, hair clips. Not spelled H-A-I-R, but spelled H-A-R-E. That's right, we gotta keep the pun trend going. And the last goal is all anyone could ever want to achieve. Oh, absolutely, Mal. Absolutely. But yes, these are all the things. We'll leave them up for a few more seconds so you can get a look at them real quick. They are also posted in the bio of my Twitter, so you should be able to find them there. But yes, let's move on to the next panel. Now this right here, I say art permissions, but it's more of requests and guidelines. Okay, because I know that anyone out there who can do art, they're gonna do whatever they want. And frankly, I'm not gonna try to stop you. I'm not gonna try to stop you. Do whatever art you want. If it makes you happy, do it, you know? But here's the things that I, personally prefer and don't really prefer. Like, what's allowed? Guaranteed, if it's safe for work, I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love it, 100%. Now, things that I'd rather you ask me first, you don't have to, but I'd rather you ask me first, are intimate scenes such as dates, intense battle scenes that might have a little too much, blood and stuff in them like that, anything that might be considered rated M if it was in a video game. Because, gotta try and make sure that it falls within the guidelines of Amberglow with trying to keep it PG-13, trying to be the key term, and, intimate scenes such as dates is the thing of, make sure that you get for anybody, try to make sure that you get the permission of the people you're going to be drawing on that, because unless they're already dating and it's well known, it'd be a little weird to them, try to make sure you get the permission for that. But yes, things that I will not like or retweet at all, though, is anything that's considered R18 or rated X, as well as cross-dressing, mostly because I had a bad experience with someone who was in chat before, who was extremely pushy and flirty, and they refused to respect my boundaries when they were an artist. So it's the thing of I had to draw a line there. That said, draw, illustrate, do whatever you want. It's perfectly fine. Just know that these are the, what I have on the allowed and the ask first, those are the ones I'll be most likely to go ahead and like and retweet, okay? Just want to put that out there because, again, y'all are artists, I appreciate you putting the time to do anything that you want, because even if it's something that I might not be into, other people will be. Who am I to stop people from enjoying themselves, Now, I want to give a very special thanks to Dark AV and Esri VT. Dark AV here is the person who did my reference design, the character sheet that you saw a couple panels back. He is a visual novel artist and is really cool. He's a really chill dude. Really chill. I highly recommend checking them out. If you get a chance, please, I'd recommend it. They are Dark AV on Twitter, and please, go give them a follow. Go give them a follow. You're really going to love their art. Esri here did my model and my rigging. Yeah, 100%, all her. And she is also a fellow VTuber. So, please, if you get the chance, go check her out on Twitter, go check her out on Twitch as well, because she does stream. She does like to stream a lot, and sometimes she'll stream her art, other times she'll stream, more obscure games or retro games that not many people are streaming, because she enjoys streaming Paper Mario. She's recently been streaming The 1,000-Year Door. As well, she's been playing the GameCube Animal Crossing instead of just a new Leaf, or whatever the brand new one is. I don't remember. I don't play Animal Crossing myself. Apologies, folks. But yeah, she's been playing a lot of those, those more obscure or retro games, and it's really cool. I highly appreciate her talent for playing those and, knowing what to do exactly. She's got a lot of experience. All right. Oh, another person I want to give a shout out to. I already did. I wanted to give a shout out to Yuari, who did my 3 most recent emotes. I don't know if she's here right now, but Yuari, who also rigged Carnelia and Astarte, did a great job on the 3 most recent emotes, whip, puns, and I really love those emotes. They're a lot of fun. Now, on to my fellow gen mates. We have Hungrius Redpendius, also known as Carnelia Sashi. You met her earlier today or yesterday, depending on what time zone you're in. Happy time zone, by the way. And she's a lot of fun. She's really chill, and not as say-so as she claims to be. That's right, Carnelia, I'm calling you out. You're not as say-so as you claim to be. I'm sorry, but the truth must be told. That said, we love you for it. Okay? She is a big fan of series such as Witch of Mercury. So if you like people who are silly, goofy fun, please go check her out. I promise you'll have a good time. Then we have Silius Lupus, who is Soleil Laquais, our resident funny wolf. She is an absolute ball of energy. She will hit you with a D's nuts joke as soon as she hears the D start coming out of your mouth. That's what she said. Anyhow, she will jump on those, and she's a really good person. Whenever I first encountered her in Amberglow, one of the first things she asked was, "How tall am I?" And it's just ever since then we joked about how I'm so much taller than her and stuff like that. How I owe her a height tax as well as I owe Abby a height tax. Just good stuff. We hit it off right off the bat. We're really good people. A lot of fun. A lot of friends. Has Basu dropped the new Say-So ranking yet? I have no idea. I'll have to ask him after stream. But yes, Soleil is really cool. I really hope you enjoyed her stream before mine. Of course, we also have Magicus Hamsterus, Hootiezu. Now, Hootie here is a really cool person. She loves Sea of Thieves more than I do even. And let me tell you, I also love Sea of Thieves because that sense of exploration with it. Hootie, though, she is a master of the craft. Let me tell you. Just at one point when she was watching the stream, stuff like that, she could tell immediately what was going when, where. She knows the lore about it. It's so cool. Please check her out if you haven't. I really highly recommend Hootiezu. And of course, we have Gladius Vampirius, also known as Astarte Claret, a vampire. Be careful, Astarte. You go feral, and I'm sorry, I'll have no choice but to hit you with that consecrated whip and send you back into non-feral mode. Don't worry, it'll be quick and painless. Well, maybe not painless, but it'll be quick anyway. But yeah, Astarte is really kind and friendly, though. Please do check her out. Matter of fact, all of these people, I can say the same things about them. They're really kind. They're really fun. They're friendly. They're very warm. Please go check them out. I would appreciate it. Go give them a follow. All right. I guess, what else can I say? Except for, oh, right. There's one more panel. The rest of Amberglow, to all of you who have brought me in, I want to say thank you. You've been really good people, really great friends, and it's been a blast absolutely getting to know every last one of you. Everybody here, it's been so much fun to be around. Really chill. I know I said that about everybody, but they truly are. They are really chill. Some of them are chaotic, but it's sort of that chaotic chilled, where it's so chaotic that you can just sit there and relax with them and have fun. Now, fun fact is, I actually, I'm gonna spill the beans on something. I actually applied for Amberglow over a year ago. I actually made Gen 2 applications, and it's just been, we've been trying to get me in for the longest time. Stuff just kept popping up. So that's why it took so long for me to get in. And the thing is, in the end, it actually worked out for the absolute best because I get along with everybody. And then, just the fact that I was able to be there and just join in and get along so well with Gen 3 as well, we just all meshed so well because I got to get to know the people of Amberglow earlier because, they were streaming. I'd go visit their streams where I just lurk because I am a power lurker. I lurk in a lot of people's chats. If you think I'm not there, keep in mind, I'm always watching. But yeah, I'm a power lurker. I'll chat every once in a while. So I got to know all of them pretty well beforehand, and I got to know them even more once I was, brought in proper. And especially with Gen 3, we all came at the same time. We all just clicked really good. So everyone at Amberglow is really cool. And if you aren't checking the rest of them out, shame on you. Get to it. But yeah, I want to say thank you all within Amberglow for being welcoming, bringing all of us from Gen 3 in with open arms. I appreciate every last one of you. And yeah, I also want to say that there's a couple people who I knew from Gen 1 that they brought me in a little bit sooner than they think, because if it wasn't for their friendship, I wouldn't have actually applied for Amber. And I think the best way to explain that is to move on to the little treat that I have for you. which will also be the end of the stream. So, I'm going to go ahead and mute my desktop audio here, as well as my boot up, and I'm going to say thank you all so much for watching. Enjoy the tree at the end of this video. Thank you everyone for bringing me into Amberglow, and enjoy a bit of lore.
I'm a seasoned hunter of beasts and cryptids from the west of the Wakefield Confederacy, my specialty being the hunting of feral dragons and vampires. I usually prefer to live a quiet life, hidden away from the world, but when a letter arrived at my homestead, informed me of a possible cryptid sighting near the southern Suba Kingdom, my adventurous spirit kicked in. I donned my hunting gear, ready to gather more information on this rumored sighting, and prepare myself for what could very well be an upcoming battle. My first order of business, regardless of the truth of the rumor, was to have my photonic gear inspected and enhanced by its creator. The strength of the photonic output had been weakening over time, and one never truly knows what dangers lie in wait during the hunt. It was certainly best to be prepared. After my gear was in top shape, I made a stop to visit an old friend who I surmised was the one to have sent the letter my way in the first place. After a small and friendly visit, there was indeed more information to be had. Not only were there rumored sightings of a cryptid to the south, but word of some livestock being drained of their blood in the north. The telltale signs of a vampire. I knew I had to be careful, as a vampire was a dangerous adversary. However, I couldn't ignore the possibility of an unknown cryptid being even more dangerous. After taking some time to deliberate, I made the decision to continue towards the rumored cryptid sightings. With my weapons sharpened and my photonic gear enhanced, I set off for the hunt. As I traveled towards the Shua Kingdom, I couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement and trepidation. What could this rumored cryptid be, and would I be able to defeat it alone? Or would I need a team? These thoughts swirled in my mind as I rode my trusty horse across the vast, open fields.